We are hard at work here at Landers to try to make this your best Christmas ever. We're continuing our 12 recipes of Christmas to help you through the holidays and help you prepare the perfect meal for your friends and family. I don't know how to move this. I really don't. They say don't press the red button, so okay, that didn't work. If you grew up in the Philippines, you'll probably have had this experience where you come down on the 25th or 24th and there's this beautiful Christmas ham waiting for you. The problem with hams, to make them from scratch in the Philippines, one, you need the right proper pork cut. Most of the time in supermarkets, you won't find it. You have to go straight to the palenque or different markets to get the cut that you need to make it. Second, you need to use some of those curing salts, or you need to do some smoking process. So it's a very time-consuming dish to make. If you want that porky flavor with that beautiful pineapple sugar glaze, yet don't want to spend too much time making something like it, pork belly is the way to go. So I have a beautiful slab of pork belly here. I took a cut actually that still has some bones here, so that when I cut it, I can cut like a whole piece with the bone and you kind of just munch on that. And you've got this other side here with no bones whatsoever. If you want to do boneless, this recipe works for boneless as well. The bones just help keep the meat a little more tender. Once you have this, last night what I did was very simple. I scored it, added some salt on the bottom and on the top part, and left that in the fridge uncovered to make sure to dry out the skin completely. There are two schools of thought in this process. You can either score it and salt it at night, or you can even just score it and salt it in the morning after drying. It's really up to you. I find that if you score it and salt it after drying it overnight, that's where you get the crispiest skin. We're not after like crispy crackling because we're gonna glaze it over with some pineapple sauce. So if you want the puffed up crisp, simple, score it and salt it only after drying it out in the oven, but everything else is exactly the same. So now that we have this, all we're gonna do is make sure that all the moisture is out. We're gonna put that on a grill top and slap that into the oven. Right now it's at 500 Fahrenheit full whack. We're gonna bring it down to 300, leave it in there for about 3 hours, and then the last 30 minutes of the 3 hours and 30, we'll be bringing it back up to 500. Forget about it for 3 hours. Next, we're gonna work on our beautiful pineapple glaze using a fresh pineapple. You can also do this using canned pineapple juice, as long as it's nice and sweet. So in the Philippines, when we make these, they're extremely sweet. So all that goes into my big pot here. We're gonna try to bring everything to a boil. Add in a little bit of my rice vinegar first, some soy sauce, just for that savory umami flavor. Maybe 1/3 of a cup of brown sugar. Now that will not be enough. We're just gonna let that come to a boil first, thicken it up a little, and decide whether or not we still need to add some sugar. So before adding more sugar, let's just check the consistency to see if it's where we want it to be. And to do that, what we're gonna do is just do an initial strain to remove some of the scum so we can tell whether the thickness is where we want it to be. So as I said, I like mine kind of chunky, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave a little bit of the fiber in there. So there's about 1/3 or 1/4 of a cup left of the chunky pineapple. So I'm gonna let that strain over, and we're just gonna go ahead and add all this beautiful sweetened pineapple juice in there. And at this point, when I see that it's okay, quite liquid still, I'm gonna go ahead and add another 1/3 cup of brown sugar. So now what we're gonna do, because it's gonna thicken a little bit more when it cools down, is just pour it in here, and we're gonna wait for the pork to be ready.
You will know which one. Ooh.
Oh,
That's my lunch.
no.
That's my lunch.
You just had lunch, you had salad.
That was my starter.
Nico, get out. All right, so this was in the oven for 3 hours at 300 Fahrenheit, and then we finished it for 30 minutes at 500 Fahrenheit. So, like I said, I didn't want a puffed up skin. I wanted like a really kind of hard and crispy skin. We're gonna let that for about 5 minutes, and I'm gonna pour over the glaze. So a lot of people don't believe me when I say it's crispy. It's crispy. Listen.
Really chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with
said it was hot.
Try it first. Why'd you look like you're gonna sneeze? Is it crispy?
The oil came out hot, super hot.
But is it crispy?
So good.
Alright guys, thanks for watching. So, really simple recipe, perfect for Noche Buena. This is the last savory recipe that you're gonna be seeing. The next, I think 3 or 4 are all desserts. So make sure you subscribe and check those out. Nico likes it.
So good.